Today, we're going to be doing something pretty different. Most of you know that we travel pretty often to do different conventions. And the reason we do that is it's really important for us to meet our fans, let them see some of the items we make on Man-at-Arms up and close. And not only that, sometimes talk to people who've never heard of our show and create new fans. Now, when we are guests at different conventions, more often than not, we also do a series of panels. Our first panel is usually Man-at-Arms and Inside Look, where we kind of give a history of how we got into the business, how we got into doing Man-at-Arms and filming in general, why we do it, the struggles that we incur and come upon, all in one panel. We do a huge Q&A afterwards. We usually do it for about an hour. This year, we're going to Magfest. Now Magfest, it's one of the most unique conventions I've ever been to. It's open 24/7 and it's a gaming and music convention. So 24/7, no matter what time of night or day, you can go play whatever game you want. You can listen to a ton of great music. There's panels that go all night, and there's fun games like Zombie Tag that go throughout the whole entire hotel all night. Speaking of the hotel, guys, the Gaylord is one of the most beautiful places that could ever host a convention. There's a photo opportunity around every corner. There's a beautiful grotto area that cosplayers absolutely love. There's just so much to do there. There's food everywhere. You don't have to go outside. It feels like you're outside because there's a little town inside. There's beautiful lighting. It's right on the water in Washington, D.C. Just a stunning place. Just makes Magfest all that more special.
I've got through a lot of breaks happening, so a quick look for a mask before the problem starts with a shot from the front to that hill. It's kind of
So we're here, day one at Magfest. We got our Man-at-Arms booth all set up. It's been a pretty awesome day. We got Bill, man in the booth, sent a lot of the other people home. But right now we're just getting ready to go to dinner. It's been a great day, lots of gaming. Pretty cool setup we have here. Kind of minimalistic, but it's been a great day. Hi, Bill.
Hi, everybody.
Free autographs! Free autographs!
And hand sanitizer.
Oh, blah. So we're all headed to our first panel here on Saturday. In panel room number what? 3. Panel room number 3. I hope this is not the line because I feel really bad. Hey Magfest 2019!
Viewer who is a beginner craftsman. It is not limited to smithing, we're just at the moment starting out with that. The reason why we're focusing on that and not doing builds is, first of all, we just need random content to grow the channel and the content that provides value to the viewer. We don't want to scare potential buyers with the Man-at-Arms.
Oh, so the question is, what are our favorite swords to handle, to use that we've made on the show specifically? Ooh.
For me, Koromokuro is pretty nice.
Koromokuro was pretty awesome.
Karamoka is one of my favorites. Scary enough, one that I wasn't a part of the build, this was before I came on, they did Orchrist.
Oh,
Now,
Orchrist.
if you saw Orchrist and you saw that entire video and all the punishment they put that edge through, when we got done, Ilya handed me the sword, there was some Tommy mask still left, and it still cut through his mask like butter. So between the coconuts, the cans, hitting the table, everything else, it was still just, it was like a razor blade. I mean, that blade, cutting through a mat, it's like it wasn't even there.
And the kunai that we're talking about that we're doing the giveaway, those are just, like, we weren't excited to make that. We were like, oh, it's going to be a cool build because Ilya forged them really neat and he practiced on them. But the first time he threw them, he was like, oh. You should have seen it. Oh. He's like, man, come. I was like, what? He's like, come outside. And he just basically for a couple weeks walked around with those kunai in his pocket.
All right.
No
I
lie.
could do. You didn't see it, but I could do the whole
I probably have videos.
like this, 2-inch hand double, turn around like that. I could do all with that. Boom, 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 boom. But when it
Very modest.
came to demo day, everybody was so tired. I was like, oh.
And we made them a little different, and we filmed it in a different area, so like, yeah. And I got okay at it. I never got great, but I was pretty good. And demo day, I did not do well. It's pretty funny. But Rick Janney is obviously the best. We'll just leave it at that.
I got another spoiler for you in the morning. You're gonna feel.
High five.
Now, as I told you guys earlier, Magfest is a gaming convention, but it's not just video games. It's tabletop and board games as well. Our friend Bruce, who created Vegas Wits and Wagers, was hosting a panel that we just couldn't pass up.
We always cite the source on this. We don't give you any additional help.
I was thinking that business journal. But I'm trying to figure out where the research came from.
I cannot imagine.
Etymology guide.
And what's funny is
How many mosquitoes does it take to drain the human body?
It's gross.
All of them. So it's well after midnight now, guys. Let's go take a look at how many people are actually still here playing tabletop games. I think you're gonna be surprised. So this is the arcade gaming room. Everything here is free to play. If you get into the convention, you get to play whatever you want, whenever you want, 24/7. It's crazy. So we're getting ready to do a BattleTech Battle Pod game, fully submersive game where we actually get in these pods and get to control robots.
Let's do it.
You're going down.
You're going down?
I'm probably gonna lose, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. I've never done it. Good luck, Crispy. Good luck.
You know I was recording.
Oh boy. Here we go. Woo! Oh boy. You're awesome. Here we go. So that was a lot of fun. Can we all agree? It took a little while to get used to the joystick motion for me. But yeah, Stalkertron, #1.
Right there. #1. Stole everybody's kills. 16 kills.
Represent.
Killed me the most.
So here we are, last day of Magfest. It's been a blast, lots of video game playing, talking swords with people, just meeting a lot of fans. We've had a great time. The whole crew that's worked our booth has been fantastic. Let me just share with you guys one of my favorite things about Magfest, and that's being able to go to booths and actually purchase old school Nintendo and other video games that you just can't find anywhere else.
I look for that number.
One of the things I try to make a priority when we come to conventions like this is to not only buy things from all the different manufacturer booths, but to really check out the artist booths. Everybody who works their butts off as independent artists, making product that they believe in, go check them out. Even if you don't buy something, stop by, give them a comment, say what you like, say what you don't like, spend some time with the artists themselves. Let's go take a look at some of their booths. Things are starting to come to a close. It's the final day of Magfest 2019. It's Sunday, but we still have one very important thing left to do, and that's to go to Ilya's Fantasy versus History panel.
Yes, this is what you generally see in video games, anime, so on and so forth, right? Yes, it's what a PG stripper would wear. That's about right. Now, however, what the particular point is this article. Why Blue Blade will actually kill you from IO9. I think IO9 and BuzzFeed was one of the original ones. Now, the question I posed to myself, I have the authors actually made armor. And the reason is, I will address in the lecture. The thing is, most of the armor that we see in video games, anime, so on and so forth, actually is reminiscent not of any Eastern traditions, but of specifically the Western tradition of art and art history. Well, boob armor is just stupid, and like no real person would actually wear it, I think. Well, this is Greek armor, right? This was actually used. The point was, warriors were considered objects of sexual desire, of erotic fantasy, of mythology. And gods, in a sense, were those warriors. And those warriors were gods. This armor is bronze. When you polish bronze, it looks exactly like gold. So imagine an army of 1,000 people, 100,000 people, 20,000, doesn't matter. You have a lot of people, all in polished armor, descending upon you. The sun is glistening off the golden bodies. That is impressive, and it is terrifying. And it is terrifying in part because it manages to be impressive. The records of Mount Vesuvius and Mount Helena exploding, this exact aesthetic experience, that people could not run away from the explosion of the mountain because it was too beautiful, and that's someone had to carry them off. I believe that people who would be invading the Greek city-states would have had a similar experience. See, this is probably a pair to the previous one. And this is actually a recurring motif. See, the beard in Greek culture for a long time signaled that you can afford to take care of it, and it's a sign of virility, because if your hair doesn't fall out, if you can grow a full mane, means you're healthy and you're sexy and you probably by now already own a lot of property, so that's good. That's good, and it will be golden too. So you look like Zeus. You look like a god. This shows the knight as an embodied being that is capable of fashion, who is capable of romance, who is capable of stealing a lady's heart, of course, mostly if she's a noblewoman. We are back to sexy armor. This was considered sexy. Remember when I mentioned this sight of a knight riding through a village? This would have stolen a lot of people's hearts. And armor was expensive. It would be equivalent to buying a Ferrari now. So this is the gift for King Henry. It's called a grotesque helmet because it's ugly. The word grotesque means ugly. Now, at the same time, King Henry receives this gift, and he realizes what's depicted. What is depicted is, in fact, Emperor Maximilian in caricature form. So this is the face of Emperor Maximilian with his hook nose, buck teeth. You can see some of the teeth are missing, his stubble. The glasses indicate that he has really crappy eyesight. I'm not sure what the horns indicate. It was probably an inside joke. So King Henry receives the most advanced and expensive suit of armor in his entire country. And he wants to wear it to a tournament on the continent to show, like, well, I'm not that behind. But that armor is the caricature of Emperor Maximilian who's holding the event. That was the important, that's the entire reason this piece of armor was made, for that level of embarrassment. In fact, things like that too, a less colorful degree, were a big problem for tournaments, to the point that the rules for heraldry and armor for tournaments introduced the following. Only people of certain level of nobility, royal blood, can have any gold on it. Only people of certain rank can have any purple or silver decoration, what have you. Why did that happen? Because armor started being used as a tool of war in a different manner. Knights who ended up being way wealthier than some kings started making the kings feel really bad in front of other kings. And if you know anything about international diplomacy, if you as a leader of your country are shown to be disrespected by other countries, you feel bad and your status falls. And there are even economic consequences to that. So the appearance of armor becomes more important than its defensive function. It is primarily true that it's usually dudes who are fighting in armor, with rare exceptions. I'm not even going to go into exceptions because they're not statistically significant enough to produce a fashion change in the armor itself. And that's the only thing I care about, extant artifacts. It would be a topic of another presentation, for example, the Balkan tradition of sworn men, which is women who basically start identifying as men in order to fulfill a social oath. It's a very interesting tradition. This becomes more important than the defensive function. If, on the other hand, you were to imagine, because what is sexy on one body is not necessarily sexy on another one. If you've been buying shoes, dresses, suits, anything, you really understand that. So if it would have been the case that women would have been wearing armor, it would have looked closer to the original fantasy image than we think. Why? Because showing to your enemy that you are not only wealthier than them, that not only your armor is more sophisticated technologically, but you're also hotter, meaning you're signaling that their wife will have a better time with you. In the case if you would reverse the gender as if their husband would be better with you, the armor would look actually closer to the original fantasy image, because that's the primary function of expensive armor. It's the poor people that actually die for you. So if you look at it statistically speaking, there's a funny phenomenon that armor that is quote-unquote practical by modern times results in greater rate of death than the armor that's quote-unquote impractical. Next. Wow, I've answered all of your questions. Fantastic job, me. I'll pat myself on the head. And not just you. I dealt with all of you in a very official manner, delivering a lot of information while being poisoned by delicious foods from the Indian subcontinent.
One of the really cool things that we did this weekend is we offered a free raffle. Now, the only catch was you had to like our new channel, That Works, because most of the people who are coming to our panels and coming to the booth were very familiar with Man-at-Arms, but didn't really know that we had a new channel since we just got started. So all they had to do was show us on their phone that they subscribed to the new channel, That Works, and we gave them a raffle ticket. And as promised, I said I would do a video where I picked the winner. We got a lot of entries. I mean, I'm really happy with the support we got this weekend. Tons and tons of tickets. But I'm gonna go ahead, mix this up, close my eyes, and draw a winner. And that winner number is 599056. If you are the lucky winner of this raffle, number 599056, please use this email address right here. Contact us with your shipping address, your phone number, your full name, and of course you gotta take a picture of the winning ticket. Make sure that you do that soon. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. This has been something pretty different. It's a very big passion of all of ours here to interact with the fans as much as possible. And there's no better way to do it face to face at these gaming conventions. Thanks for watching.